Hello once again, YouTube. Chris and I bringing you some Feed the Beast action. When we left off, I had finished the holographic projector that is behind me, and I also didn't have a top hat on, but now I do. And you must beware and behold my magnificent top hat. Um, so yeah, I said in the last episode that we were going to jump into the holographic projector and show you what I have in store for you guys, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So yeah, let me get out of the third person stuff going on here and turn this back on, and let's activate this bad boy and jump on. And unfortunately, the lights don't seem to be working that well, and I think that's got something to do with the pistons that are covering up the solar panels. Basically, I just didn't want this thing to like appear as if it were on when it's actually offline. Obviously, it's online right now. And yeah, so let's jump into this thing. Let me expose you to the beautiful truth that I will be granting you today. And yeah, let's get into this holographic projector. This is pretty sweet, guys. Get ready. Right, so we are here inside the holographic projection. This is the console we were just at, except now there is a holographic world projected around us, and we are in the illusion that is this holographic projection. Essentially, this is an entire world, so to speak, quote unquote, for me to build designs in uh, without limitation. The rules can be bent here. It's kind of like the Matrix. I could do whatever the fuck I want, and build what I need to build for this series as prototypes and blueprints and designs. So we have a directory. This just tells you, where things are. Nothing too crazy right there, and I don't really need to go over that. But in here, we have the layout for the project, and I just want to show you this real quick before we get to the actual prototype of what we are building. Uh, as you can see, these are all the layers of the factory. A whole bunch of different stuff. At the top is stuff like, resource creation and refining. Down lower are like research labs and stuff. And at the very top is the cityscape. Sector 1 is the cityscape. Um, so, as you can see by this sign, essentially these are all the things that I have so far thought of to build for the cityscape. I'm not going to go over them all right now. But I just want to get you an idea of the scope of this. Like I said, I'm building a city now as well as a factory because I need places to ship all the materials that I make from the factory. There's no point in making a factory if I don't ship the materials anywhere. So here it is. This is the actual design for the factory. Now you may be asking, how big is this going to be? Each of these little cubby holes in the wall right here is a full 255 meters tall. That's like the height limit of Minecraft worlds. Um, So you get an idea of how big these worlds are, these levels are going to be of the factory, and they're going to seamlessly connect to each other. I'm gonna pull some magic tricks out of my hat, okay? Because like that's gonna be so hard to do, but it's gonna be so awesome when I do it. All of these levels are going to seamlessly combine. It's gonna be very strange, but it's going to be very awesome, and I think you guys are going to like it when I get to that point. But for right now, I just wanted to show you how big this place is. This is obviously the big shaft in the middle that I showed you in the overworld. So yeah, now I'm going to show you what we're actually building today. As you can see, there's a few designs around. A lot of this stuff is based off of SimCity stuff, mostly because they have a really cool futuristic expansion pack, and that's kind of what I'm going for. So a lot of this stuff is based off that. And the first thing we're building is this. This is a Megatower. Essentially, it is a big-ass building that allows me to fit a whole bunch of people into this city. The city is going to be populated. I need a place for my workers to live as well as shop, because my factories will be producing materials and they also need workers to man them. So this is a city, like, building that we're going to be starting in this episode, hopefully. But yeah, it's basically an empty shell. There's no interior design done yet. It's just the structural stuff that I needed down that we're going to be doing in this episode, and probably nothing much more. But yeah, all the details, like some of the lights and some of these signs on the front, these neon signs that they have, I won't be adding in this episode. I might be adding when we fully furnish this. This isn't really too exciting to furnish either because it's mostly just a car park, and then I assume that this upper glassed level is a like a lobby, a massive lobby. So yeah, and there might be a massive or secondary lobby up here, a more chill lobby. in this little area because this is where the elevator's shaft is that goes all the way up the building. So yeah, the next level that I've been working on is like an apartment level. You can see the start of it over there. I'm not going to get into that because we aren't going to be building that today. But that's, that's how this thing works. You stack sections of the Megatower on top of each other and build it up. So I just want to quickly go over how I'm building this, right? So what's going to happen is, let's say that this is the prototype. And the prototype is in the holographic projection, this world that we are in right now. I'm going to turn it to noon. And, it's fully furnished, right? This is a fully furnished, realized vision of this tower, let's say. And then we go into the overworld and we build the same exact thing, but we only build the structure. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn in the structure of the building. And the reason I'm going to do that is because look how many fucking blocks that I need just for the structure of this building. All of the internal stuff like the floors, all of the windows, all of the external stuff is going to be spawned in. The things that matter, the things like machinery and the things like lights, and redstone and all of that stuff, anything that serves a function, stuff like that smoke block even, if it does something in Minecraft other than look like a block or look like a material or is there for structure, I will be spawning it in. And I will keep a tab of all the things that I spawn in, right? Because when I make the factories, I will then be creating all of the stuff I have on that tab in a backwards fashion of like making up for the fact that I spawned it in. I know that's kind of confusing, but basically I'm going to spawn in the structure of the material. I'm going to, in a legitimate fashion, furnish the building with legitimately acquired materials and legitimately built materials like machinery. And then I'm going to keep like a list of, 3 iron scaffolding, right? And I'm going to keep a list of everything that I've spent on this building that I spawned in, and then I will pay it all back when I build the factories. The factories are going to be producing this stuff anyway, so I might as well. And that's how I'm going to go about this series, because I don't want to cheat you guys out entirely. I want these factories to actually have a purpose, and basically the factory's purpose right now is making up for the fact that I spawned stuff in. Because I don't want to spend that much time building all this stuff entirely in creative or entirely in survival. So there you go. We're going to go back to the overworld now, and we're going to start the construction on this bad boy. You're not going to see anything fancy today, just the structural base of this tower, as well as, the cool designs of the walkways and a few of the streets. And that's it. I'm sorry, but that's all I got time for. So yeah, let's get this thing started. So, as you can see, one of the first things I'm doing is laying out a big square rectangular shape. It's actually for a road. Of course, we can't have a city without roads, and I do plan on having a not large road network, but a road network that can manage my city. Of course, in Minecraft, no traffic can exist, but it wouldn't feel right building a city without roads. I just think that's weird. And I don't think I think a lot of people would agree. So we're gonna have these really cool roads that go through the city, and this is the first one. Now, like I said before, in the projector, the hologram, everything that I do so far that I have thought of is based off of the SimCity expansion, Cities of Tomorrow, and all of the looks of the things that are in that game. And the roads are pretty fucking cool in that game, so I decided to emulate that in Minecraft, and I found some really cool ways of doing that, and you'll see that coming up. I'm just lighting it out for you so that you could see everything clearly, although I don't know if that really matters. I do lighten my videos, mostly because the process of rendering them and then posting them to YouTube darkens them for some reason. I'm also going to mention right now that there's a lot of cuts in this video, mostly because if I didn't have cuts in this video, it would be over 30 minutes long. There is just so much stuff that I filmed for this. I'm assuming 4 or more hours. Oh, there's definitely more than 4 hours. More than 4 hours of recording time lapses or time-lapse footage for this project, and it's just for one building so far. So I got a lot of work cut out for me in the future. I could already tell. But yeah, there's going to be cuts like the one you just saw. Maybe I could be off because I'm recording this voice at a different time than I'm recording the actual footage, which is kind of weird. It's a voiceover. Don't worry about it. So yeah, this particular road, back to the roads. This particular road, it's actually like an avenue, and there's gonna be streetcars that run down the avenue. Now, obviously, I can't do that in Minecraft. I'll figure out some way of transportation with the use of maybe teleporters or something in the future. But there's a big streetcar like track that goes in the middle, and yeah, that's what that gray slab is in the middle of the road. Um, right now I'm just laying out some of the lights. The roads have lights on them, which is pretty cool. I thought that was a really good, futuristic touch. A lot of things in my city and my factory will have these kind of cool bright neon lights in them, because that's kind of the feeling I'm going for. Bright neon cyberpunk city, and the factory is going to be pretty similar, although it's going to be mechanical, and there's going to be things moving around and stuff. As you can see, the road does light up. I figured out a way to incorporate bioluminescent materials into the roads so that they absorb the sunlight during the day and expel it during the night, because I'm a genius. And I'm not going to tell you my secrets. If you figured it out, good for you, but I'm not going to tell you my secrets. Just laying out some crosswalks here. I said a moment ago that my videos were going to be cut a lot. I didn't get a chance to film me building every single part of this, and I didn't think it was necessary. It's quite obvious that I'm building this in creative right now. I plan on building the entire series in creative, or not creative. My bad. I'm terribly sorry for that mistake. In survival. And like I said before, the only thing that I'm really doing that's worth mentioning in terms of how I'm doing this is the fact that I'm spawning in the materials before I actually produce them with my factories, because otherwise none of this would get done. So here you can see the finished road in all its magnificent glory. Fantastic looking. I think it's great. It looks really good. The gold division divider, road divider line, and the lanes are divided by blue lights. There's red lights for the crosswalks and all the intersections. Looking pretty good so far, and I like this type of road style, so I'm going to stick with it throughout my city. Here you can see me starting to lay out the foundation, the pattern work of the sidewalks and the little, walk around areas of the tower. Just, some nice designs. Again, incorporated from the looks from the SimCity towers. I did my best to accurately portray them. One thing that I didn't accurately portray, that I know I haven't accurately portrayed, is the scale of the buildings from SimCity. It's apparently very well known, I don't know how, but it's apparently very well known that the road that I just built is 48 meters wide in SimCity, and the road that I built in Minecraft is only 30 meters wide. So that road that you see on the screen in SimCity is literally 1.5 times as big in terms of width. Which is, to me, ridiculous, because I didn't think it was necessary to build a road that wide, and I don't even know if I've seen a road that wide in real life. Maybe I've seen a road that's wider than 30 meters. I really couldn't tell. Maybe a highway. But, yeah, these buildings get pretty big, and I don't even have to really try to build that big, because this tower seems massive once you start constructing it. When I started constructing it, I was thoroughly shocked at how large it came out to be, and I was quite impressed at the same time. So, just laying out more work on the, patterns and stuff. If you see that wool floating in the upper right, just don't worry about that. That's just so I can mark out the building plots. It's a very modular design I'm going for with the city. Those are just for building plots. There's going to be buildings off to the right there. In the future, there's going to be a road going down the side of this tower that we're building. But, yeah, that's basically all those are. So you don't really have to worry about that. That's just so I can plot it out before I start digging away at the terrain. Here is a pretty awesome shot of me from above, laying out some more of these patterns, more of the work involved with getting the foundations of the buildings, together. I quarried out a lot of this area, and in the kind of the upper left corner, I actually filled in the lake a little bit. I did drain it, so I have literally like 3.5, like I don't know the actual like the value, what the actual like term is for the measurements of water in Minecraft. I think it's milliliters. I have over like 3.2 million of them inside tanks. It's just ridiculous. All that water, so much, and I haven't even transported all that water to the actual tanks that are holding my um, full water storage. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. But in the future, I get to use that water for hopefully something. Otherwise, it would probably go to waste. I like to think of this series as a series that literally consumes everything in its path. Like this, the foundation here for this tower, I literally cut into all of that rock, as you can kind of tell. All of that was just cut into and destroyed for the purposes of building a really cool tower in its place. I'm gonna hopefully keep the surrounding mountains intact, and we'll see some more of those in a little while. But yeah, right now I'm just building the front entrance. Nothing too amazing. Keep hitting my keyboard, so sorry if you heard that. But yeah, nothing too amazing with the front entrance. I think it's pretty cool that you can just drive into this building. It's literally just got a gaping maw of an entrance where, you know, I'm sure massive trucks and stuff and all the cars for the people that will live in this tower arrive through. There's some really interesting like designs going on with the walls. I don't know if you can really tell. There's like these two little doorways on either side. I don't actually know if they are doorways. I like to think of them as doorways, simply because of the way they look. They almost look like latches, really. I don't know what their deal is. They need to calm down. Those doorways. They need to chill. So yeah, and just adding details. You know, my bioluminescent material is being implemented here as well to give these really cool glowing effects, and you'll see that in a better shot at the end of the video of these really cool lights that I've implemented onto the buildings and into the roads. That's going to be an everlasting theme, I think, for the entire series, is these really cool lights. It's going to be flashy. It's going to be, you know, very cyberpunk. That's the style I'm going for. When I saw the buildings in SimCity, I was just like, oh shit, this is what I want to build my factory. And in fact, that's kind of why it took so long to get this series rolling. After I finished the holographic projector, which was the first and only original thing that I had built in this series so far, I was kind of stumped as to what to build next. And then I started playing SimCity Cities of Tomorrow really heavily, and that totally inspired me. So I hope you understand where I'm getting my creativity from, where I'm getting my inspiration from, and if you've recognized it before I said anything, good for you. So yeah, I'm just throwing in some windows. I really, really like these windows. Um, Nice orange color. Hold on. Music just started playing because of the video, and don't worry about it. It's recording stuff. Technical difficulties in the midst of recording. And now, even though it's very dark, you can see the very cool lighting that I have installed in the building. I think that looks amazing. There's a bit that I missed at the bottom. There's some like red strips. I don't know if you can see those really, but I thought they looked pretty damn cool, so I hope you do too. Right now I'm building like this upper lobby thing. I don't exactly know what it is. I'm assuming it's some sort of lobby for the elevators, because the elevator shafts are like right in the front of the building. I don't know how many elevators I'll manage to fill onto this building. Like, I have YugoCraft installed on this mod pack. I'm using Feed the Beast Unleashed 1.5.2, and I have installed YugoCraft. God, what else have I installed? Redstone in Motion, which is basically a replacement for Red Power frames. And I might install a few other mods as well. There's me making a mistake and replacing a wall with a window. You know, comes with the process, making mistakes. I've done about 1 billion of them over the course of the entire time I recorded, although you probably may not have noticed them. God, what else is there to talk about? There's just so much time spent into this. I spent probably a full 2 days working on this. At least the time-lapse part and, you know, getting it ready for this video. Here's a really cool shot of me just building this huge-ass glass window. This orange window that extends all the way across the side of the building. Both sides have this, aside from the front to the back, which have a more elaborate design, but the sides of this building have these really long, just glass windows straight up, go across the entire length of the building. I think that's really cool. It just shows how massive this building is. The glass windows are 6 meters tall, if you didn't know or notice, but it's pretty big. It's a pretty big room, and it is a room. It is a single room. There's no way that you can have a glass window that big and just not have it be a single room. I mean, I guess you could. I guess technically, like a lot of skyscrapers do that, just have glass that goes along the entire side. So maybe I'm just being stupid, but I'm pretty sure it's just a big-ass lobby. I don't really think there's anything other to it. I think all the cars go down into the ground and into the first level and park, and there's a big-ass lobby above it, and I think it's really cool. So that's probably what I'll be going for when I design the interior of this space. Now, you'll notice here that I'm building pretty quickly. In order to speed it up, I used the Builder's Wand. I don't know what mod it's from, but I used it, and it really helps speeding up the process. It basically lays down 9 blocks at a time so that I can increase, you know, my building speed. As long as I have the materials in my backpack, of course. There is a creative version, but I didn't use it, obviously, because I'm trying to, you know, keep track of all the materials that I'm using. And yeah, I think we're done. We're going to take a really nice shot at the finished product here. Bam! Like I said, I didn't film all of it, but I hope you're satisfied. This is the finished product. The magnificent, massive front entrance there with the gaping maw of an entrance. And we swerve around to the side. Look at the big, nice windows. You may have missed the plants back there. Some flashing lights. Hell yeah, look at that shit. I'm pretty impressed with this build so far. It doesn't have all the details yet. You can see the big-ass bulging section in the back. I don't know what that's for, but yeah, that's cool. But yeah, lots of details missing from this build. It's a nice shot of the mountains, and you can see some scaffolding because, like I said, this building isn't done. There's future plans for this stuff, and we're gonna get to them eventually. I don't know how fast we're gonna get to the continuation of this particular structure, but there you have it. Part 1 of the Megatower is completed. Stage 1 of the first Megatower done. So I hope you enjoyed this. There I am with my top hat, fucking magnificent as usual. Yeah, like I said, there's lots of details that we get to add into this this particular building in the future. Off to the right behind me, you can see some building plots that I've already laid out for some future buildings. I don't know what's going to go there, probably some commercial buildings. I don't know yet. We'll figure out something soon. I have things already built in store, and I will be continuing to be building some things for you guys. So I hope you liked it. Comment, rate, favorite, subscribe. Tell me what you think of this stuff. And yeah, see you guys later in the next video. And click the link at the end of the video to watch the next episode. See ya!